Alright, so what we're going to do over the next couple of videos is we're going to actually talk about how to write a polynomial when I give you the degree and the zeros. Now keep in mind, zeros also mean the x-intercepts or the root. They all mean the same different thing. So here we're going to work an example where I want you to write a polynomial that has a degree of 3, and it's going to cross the x-axis, or the zeros of the equation is at -3, -1/2, and 4. Alright. So the first thing you should know right off the bat, degree 3 means my highest exponent when I'm done should be a 3. So that's what that's telling you, degree 3. Now with these zeros, what I'm going to do to actually find the factored form so we can actually solve this is I'm going to say, you know what, I know that x equals -3. I know x equals a -1/2. I'm going to write it this way for a reason. You'll see why in a second. I'm going to say x equals 4. Now what I'm going to do is the exact opposite. So before we used to have products, or our binomials, and we would set those equal to 0 and solve to find the x values. We're going to work backwards. So I want to get this set equal to 0. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides. So I have x plus 3 equals 0. Here I'm going to multiply by 2. 2x equals a -1, and I'm going to add my 1, and I have 2x plus 1 equals 0. And here I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides, and I have x minus 4 equals 0. So now I have my 3 factors. I have x plus 3, 2x plus 1, and x minus 4. So let's write this in fully factored form as a polynomial. I have x plus 3 times 2x plus 1 times x minus 4. And of course then we know that that's going to be my polynomial. Let's call this f of x. Alright. So right there is good. Now all we have to do is expand this. So we're going to FOIL. So we're going to do this one at a time. So we're going to do x times 2x squared. 2x gives me 2x squared. X times 1 gives me x. 3 times 2x gives me a 6x. And 3 times 1 gives me 3. So I'm going to stop there for a second. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to combine my like terms to make my next step simpler. So I'm going to have 2x squared plus 7x plus 3, and then x minus 4. And now we don't really FOIL here because it's not a 2 by 2, two binomials. What we do is the distribution property. So we're going to take 2x and we're going to multiply by both of these, 7x multiplied by both of these. So here we go. 2x times x gives me 2x cubed. 2x squared times -4 gives me a -8x squared. All right, so I'm done with this one. I move to the next one. 7x times x gives me a plus 7x squared. So 7x times x gives me 7x squared. And then 7x times a -4 gives me a -28x, 28. So we're good there. Now we're going to move on to 3. 3 times x gives me a plus 3x. And 3 times a -4 gives me a -12. All right, all I have to do is gather up all my like terms, combine like terms. Well, I only have one x cubed, so it's 2x cubed. I have a -x squared plus a 7x squared, plus a 7x squared. Well, that gives me x squared. So minus x squared, because a -8 plus 7 gives me a -1. Then I have 28x, -28x plus 3x gives me a -25x. And then I just have my minus 12. And that should match up with the answer I've already worked out, which it does. So voila, there is your answer. Piece of cake. That is your degree 3 polynomial that has x-intercepts at -3, -1/2, and 4. Hi, I'm Mr. Buzzard, and these videos are supplemental instruction for my students. If you found the video enjoyable, make sure you click the like button and click subscribe, as well as the bell for notifications to receive future videos on high school mathematics.